Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another week of workouts video, but this one's like summer edition. I don't know what it is about summertime, but every time it gets to this point in the year, I'm like ready to turn up the intensity. I'm ready to do more like full body, functional, circuit, HIIT type workouts. I don't know why, but it happens every year. So I have been adding a little bit more of that style of training into my routine. Therefore, my split has changed up a little bit. So we're going to go through the whole week together. I still have my same 4 main lifts of the week, 2 upper body and 2 lower body, but I've added a high intensity full body day to the end of my workout, and I've also been changing up how I do cardio a little bit. Instead of my normal walking after lower body days and stairs after upper body days, I've been implementing some like sprints, running, which I'm not a runner, so I don't know why recently I've been wanting to run on the treadmill after my lifts, but that's what I've been doing, so we're just kind of going with it. So yeah, day 1 today is our first leg day. It's going to be quads and glutes, and then we'll see what I do for cardio after. I've honestly just been going based on how I feel. Since I am doing legs, I may just walk like normal. Yeah, that's what we have today. I'll go ahead and show you my fit. I've been very into the spring summer bright / pastel colors recently, so I have the Gymshark halter minimal bra in the yellow color, and then the new Whitney Gymshark shorts in the pink color. This combo is really cute. It's giving like pink lemonade. Okay, let's go. All right, just to get some blood flow going and get our quads prepped and ready for the rest of the workout, we're going to start with leg extensions. We're going to do 3 sets of 8 reps here. Not going as heavy as possible here. I'm just really focusing on controlling the movement and exaggerating that contraction at the top. Next, moving into our main glute movement for the workout, it's going to be hip thrust. I like to use the machine, but you can use barbell, whatever works for you. I like to go quite high volume for my hip thrust, so I'm doing 4 sets of 10 reps, and I'm really focusing on controlling on the way down and squeezing at the top. Next, for our unilateral movement of the workout, I always make sure to have at least 1 unilateral movement, especially every leg day. This is really important for correcting muscle imbalances and therefore preventing injury. I like to focus on going a little bit heavier with these as opposed to higher volume, so I'm doing 3 sets of 6 reps on each leg. Next movement that I've been loving recently for both quads and glutes is going to be dumbbell sumo squats. I like to go really slow with these, focus on really pushing my hips back to get that stretch in my glutes, and we're doing 3 sets of 10 reps here. Finishing off with some sled pushes before cardio. These are just a really good way to burn out your quads and glutes at the end of the workout and get your heart rate up before cardio. Okay, we're back for day 2 of my week of workouts. Yesterday for cardio, I did end up doing 30 minutes just walking on the treadmill after I did those sled pushes, but there was a lot of people like on the treadmill, so I didn't just want to record all of us walking next to each other. But we did do that. Today is our first of 2 upper body days. Today is going to be back and shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of core at the end as well, and then for cardio, I'm thinking sprints today. It's what I'm thinking. We'll have to see. My quads are quite sore from yesterday, but right now I'm kind of thinking sprints, either that or stairs. So, ooh, I really want a cotton candy oxy shred, but I don't know if I have any cold in the fridge. And it would match my outfit. Alright, let's show you my outfit. We're doing full pink today. These are the Able Adapt shorts and then the Able Essential halter neck bra. These are probably my 2 favorite pieces from Able. And yeah, we're just a cute pink little girly today, so I really want my cotton candy energy drink. You know what? Maybe I'll read a chapter of my book, and then hopefully it'll be cold. I started reading One Dark Window last night by Rachel Gillig. I've been seeing people talk about the new The Night and the Moth by her, and I wanted to read that, but everyone loves this zoology by her, so I figured I would read that first and then do The Night and the Moth. So far I'm liking her. It's a really unique like magic system in terms of fantasy books, so I'm excited. Okay, she's a little bit cold now. Did I sit down and read a chapter of my book? No. Did I scroll on TikTok? Yes. I love her. Starting off with pull-ups as always, as these are more of a skill movement for me and I don't want to be fatigued when I'm doing them. So we're doing 3 sets of as many reps as possible, always doing a nice slow rep on the way down for the last rep. Next, we're going to do our main shoulder movement for the workout, which is going to be shoulder press. I switch back and forth between the plate-loaded machine or the dumbbell shoulder press. I'm making sure I'm going very close to failure or all the way to failure with these, and we're doing 3 sets of 8. Moving into our back exercises to hit our lats and mid back, we're going to be doing bent over dumbbell rows, and we're doing 3 sets of 8 reps on each arm for these. Finishing off our back movements and getting into some shoulder stuff again. Here we're doing rear delt flies on the machine. I either do them on the machine or on the cables. I like to keep these quite high volume, so we're doing 4 sets of 10. And lastly, for our shoulders, we're going to finish off with some isolation movements. So we're going to superset lateral raises into front raises. So we got 12 lateral raises, kind of reset, but don't set the dumbbells down, and then move straight into 8 front raises with the same dumbbells. That'll be 1 set, and we're doing 3 sets of that total. Before we get into cardio, we're going to do some quick core work. This has been my favorite superset recently. We're starting with hanging leg raises, so keeping our knees as straight as possible with these. Then with no rest in between, we move right into knee raises. I aim for 10 reps of each on the first set, but it usually goes down each set I do. Then I just shoot for as many reps as I can get, and we do 4 rounds of that. For cardio, we did some intervals on the treadmill, so I started with 2 minutes of just like a slow warm-up jog, and then we went into 30 seconds on, 60 seconds off. And I do fear I may never be able to film myself running again because I felt like I was running so fast, and watching these clips, it literally just looks like I'm jogging. Hi, we're back. It's day 3 of my split, and today is an active rest day or active recovery day. Typically on this day, I'll focus on static stretching. I'll do some core, and then I'll do low intensity, steady state cardio or LISS cardio. So just pretty low intensity to give my body a little bit of a rest, but still get some movement in. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna do core before cardio today like I normally do because I slept weird on my neck and something is happening and I'm having a hard time moving it around. You know, that happens sometimes. It irritates me. But my neck is hurting, and I had like cable crunches. Granted, you're not supposed to use your neck in those, but I feel like it might just hurt. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to just do some walking on the treadmill. I'm going to read my book because I am in a chokehold of One Dark Window right now. I think I'm like 40% through, and I have been hooked since the very beginning. So we're kind of flying through her. I want to read a good chunk of that, and I'm just going to walk on the treadmill probably for like 45 minutes. I am going to the gym a little bit later today because I had some calls earlier when I normally go to the gym. So I may be able to get some clips of me walking on the treadmill, but I don't want to record everyone walking next to me on the treadmill because now is typically a pretty busy time, but it's literally just gonna be me walking, reading on my Kindle. So yeah, I'll show you the outfit. I wore pretty much the same exact fit last active rest day. We have the Gymshark minimal bra, and this is the new like heather gray like cotton one. I don't know why, but I feel like the cottonness, heather grayness of it really gives like rest day. I don't know if that makes sense. And then I have the soft sculpt leggings. Have I worn pink 3 days in a row? Yes, but this is like the perfect active recovery day outfit because it's just like comfy. These are the comfiest leggings in the whole world. I literally feel like I don't have pants on. Okay, let's go. Hi guys, it's the next day, as you can probably tell. Yesterday was not great for me. I ended up getting quite anxious even before I got in the gym. Like, it took me a while to get myself to actually leave my house, and then of course when I got to the gym, I sat in the parking lot in my car for like at least 20-25 minutes before just getting myself to get out and go in. That happens sometimes when like my schedule for the day is different than normal, and like I push the gym off till later. I feel like the longer I wait to go, the more I like kind of tweak out about it. But also some days that just happens regardless of what else is going on in the day. And I kind of wanted to just like talk about it with you guys because I feel like a lot of people think, I definitely thought this in the beginning of my fitness journey. I thought that like I just had gym anxiety because I was new to it, and like the people that are like gym veterans, like they never get gym anxiety. Like it's never an issue for them. But honestly, like it's definitely obviously gotten better since I started going to the gym. So that's not to say like if you're have a lot of gym anxiety right now and you're just starting out, it's never gonna get better. It definitely will get better. The more you go, the easier it, you know, gets, the more in your routine it becomes. But that's not to say people who've been going to the gym for years like me don't ever get gym anxiety, because I think it happens to everybody. So it is definitely a normal thing, and sometimes you just can't really control it. You just kind of have to do your best with what you're feeling, and I have found some things that kind of help me when I am feeling like this. I think the biggest thing that helps, and I did this yesterday, is to just think about one thing at a time. So when I'm sitting at home and I'm like, okay, I need to go, but I've waited too long to go, but this and but that, but what if this and that and da da da. I'm thinking about like the whole event is this one giant thing that's like really stressing me out and feels like a big mountain that I need to conquer, which sounds dramatic, but if you've dealt with gym anxiety, I feel like, I don't know, you understand. Thinking of just one thing at a time for me really helps. So like yesterday, I tried to stop myself from thinking of like the whole, everything I need to do at the gym and just think, okay, just leave my house. I just need to go get in the car. And then once I'm in the car, I get there. This was the thing that took me the longest yesterday, but once I'm there, I'm like, just get out and go in. That's definitely the hardest one. But instead of thinking, okay, I need to go in and then I need to find a treadmill and then I need to warm up and then I need to do this, think, just get out of the car and then do the next thing, which was I just got on the treadmill and I started walking. I didn't end up stretching. I didn't end up also doing core, and that's okay. Yesterday, I don't know, I was just anxious really about just taking up any space at all, which is sad, but like it happens. I walked on the treadmill, I got comfortable there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk because I was too anxious to go find a place to stretch and then too anxious to go bop around and do all these core exercises. So I'm like, I'm comfortable on the treadmill, I'm just gonna walk. I walked for I think like 45 minutes and I read my book and then I left. So I didn't do everything I planned to do, but I felt a lot better doing what I could do than talking myself out of it and then beating myself up for the rest of the day about not going. So yeah, I don't know if that's helpful. That's just something that helps me. Think about one thing at a time. And yeah, gym anxiety is normal for everyone. It just happens sometimes. So you just gotta do the best you can. But I'm feeling better today and we have our second leg day of the week. This one's gonna be more hamstring and glute focused, so like full posterior legs. And yeah, I feel good. I got a cute outfit on, I'll show you in a second. I did just drink some coffee, so I'm not gonna have pre or anything. I've been loving hitting hammies, so I'm excited. We're wearing Able again today. This is a full Adapt fit. So these are the Adapt shorts, the Adapt crop top. I have a Gymshark minimal bra underneath because I wanted something that was like small and minimal and not gonna like poke out the bottom or anything. But super cute. This is my first time wearing this crop and I actually really like it. I kind of want to get more of these to match my other Adapt shorts from them. Yeah, I'm gonna finish my greens. And then we're gonna go to the gym for cardio today. I'm probably just gonna walk again since we're doing legs. And then tomorrow we'll have our second upper body day. We'll probably do some stairs after that. And then our last day is gonna be our fun, like high intensity full body day. So let's go. Similarly to how we started our quad day with leg extensions, we're gonna start today with some laying hamstring curls to get our hammies prepped and ready for the rest of the workout. I'm really focusing on controlling the movement, especially the lengthening phase or the part where I'm letting the bar go down and straightening my legs. And we did 3 sets of 8 reps of those. And again, we're doing hip thrusts as these are really good for the glutes and the hamstrings, although I'm doing a little bit lower volume, so we're only doing 3 sets today instead of 4 as I'm going a little bit heavier than last time. But we're focusing on controlling the movement, especially on the way down, and exaggerating that squeeze in our glutes at the top as per usual. You can't do a hamstring workout without some form of RDLs, and dumbbell RDLs are my favorite variation. Our main focus here is thinking about pushing our hips back instead of dropping and raising our chest, as well as keeping our core braced, our lats locked in so our shoulders aren't rounding forward, and moving nice and slow and controlled. Honestly, the slower the better with these. And for our unilateral movement of the workout, we are doing touchdowns. These are one of my favorite lower body exercises ever, especially for glute growth. I genuinely attribute a lot of my recent glute growth to this exercise. And we are doing 3 sets of 8 reps on each leg, really focusing on getting that bend in that hip as opposed to in your knee. Okay, it's what day is it? 4 of my split? Legs, upper, rest, legs, 5. Today we have our second and final upper body day of the week. It's gonna be chest and arms. We're also gonna do some abs, like normal after upper body days, as well as some cardio. I'm thinking stairs today. If you guys watched my last week of workouts video, you'd have seen me bench on my chest and arms today. And if you've been following me for a while, you may know that bench used to be like one of my favorite exercises. I don't know why, I've kind of just gotten like bored with it and I just haven't wanted to bench lately, which is fine because it was just more of like a fun skill thing for me as opposed to like a necessary exercise for like growth or anything. So I haven't been benching. I've been doing like incline and then just bis and tris. So that's what we're gonna do today, but I'm just taking a break. Maybe I'll get back into it if I feel like it, but as of recent, it has not been my vibe. So I'm not gonna do any pre today. I did have some coffee. I was gonna do non-stim oxy shred just for a pump, but I honestly don't feel like drinking anything like during my workout right now. So we went bright today. I'm not gonna lie, I almost did wear a full pink outfit again, but I was like, we need to switch it up. So I have this like bright coral red minimal bra from Gymshark. This is just like the regular minimal bra style, not the halter, and then the Whitney Adapt leggings. I feel like this color combo is fun. So okay. Starting with our singular chest exercise of the workout, we're going to be doing dumbbell incline press. We're focusing on having as much control as possible and keeping those elbows tucked in front of our shoulders a little bit. And I did 3 sets of 8 of these. Next, we're moving right into biceps. I'm going to be doing a superset of bicep curls and hammer curls. I always like to do at least 2 different variations of bicep curls, as there are 2 different heads of the bicep that insert at different places on your arm / shoulder. So in order to hit the bicep fully, I always want to do a variation with a supinated wrist. So this would be the bicep curls with my palm open to the front, as well as a neutral wrist, and that would be the hammer curls. And we are doing 10 bicep curls on each arm, no rest, straight into 12 hammer curls, and then I did 3 sets of that total. And for triceps, we are only doing 1 isolated movement, as we did hit a little bit of triceps in that incline press at the beginning. I'm making sure I'm stopping the movement at 90 degrees on the way up as to not use momentum, and we're doing 3 sets of 10 reps for these. For our core today, I did a little tricep, so 3 exercises back to back with minimal rest in between each exercise. Starting off with 15 cable crunches, really focusing on rounding that spine on the way down, focusing on drawing your belly button back into your spine. Then moving into a weighted dead bug, so holding the plate right overhead and then slowly and nice and controlled extending each leg one at a time while focusing on driving your low back down into the ground. And we're doing 12 of those on each leg, so 24 total. Then finishing off with a side plank, we're going to be doing 30 seconds on each side, and we're doing 4 rounds of this tricep total. And for cardio, we have stairs. I just did 15 minutes at a level 6. Okay, it's our last workout of the week, and I'm excited because it's our high intensity full body circuit. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't know why, but during summertime I just crave these types of workouts. We're hitting upper, lower, there's going to be core involved. A lot of the movements are more like functional, so different from the movements I'm doing in my other lists, because those movements are more isolating one muscle group per movement. The movements we're doing in today's circuit, they're going to be using multiple muscle groups at once. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get sweaty. I feel like a little blue robin's egg or something. These are the Gymshark Soft Sculpt shorts, and this is the Gymshark Ribbed Minimal Bra. I feel like this is a cute combo. Okay, let's go. For this circuit, we're having 4 separate movements. We're going to be doing 8 reps of each movement and then 5 total rounds of the circuit. Shooting for minimal rest in between exercises, and then I took a full rest in between each round. Movement number 1 is going to be a dumbbell snatch. I did each side separately as opposed to like alternating sides. Second movement is going to be reverse lunges with a front rack hold on the dumbbells. Doing this is going to force your core to work a little bit more as opposed to just holding the dumbbells down by your sides. Movement number 3 is these plank to downward dog toe taps. So we're touching our opposite foot with our opposite hand and making sure after each toe tap we're coming all the way back down flat into that high plank position. Last movement, and arguably the hardest movement, is going to be a devil's press. So this is going to be similar to a burpee with dumbbells. We're making sure to drop our chest all the way flat to the ground each rep and then squat to pressing the dumbbells overhead to full extension. Like I said, 8 reps for each exercise. Minimal rest between exercises, so just enough time to kind of catch your breath and reset, and then full rest in between rounds and 5 rounds total.